I think the main thing that investors when it comes to the online travel stocks need to keep in mind is that the industry is going to recover, but this recovery is not going to be linear. We think exiting 2021, we're close to more normalized levels, but probably still a bit below, say, the fourth quarter of 2019. Against that backdrop, we think a company like Airbnb is probably the safest stock to own here. We think that they've got exposure in all the right places when it comes to leisure travel in particular, which we think is going to come back more robustly than corporate travel, where there's some questions about whether the pandemic has led to maybe some long-term kind of demand destruction. And also because Airbnb has got really the most unique and varied accommodation inventory out there that speaks to the broadest number of potential traveler use cases, including some novel ones that have popped up during the pandemic, like work from anywhere, for example.
It's amazing to me, Tom, that your top pick and one of the few names you actually have a buy on is Airbnb, which you initiated today, just given the valuation that this thing opened at. I mean, that really tells you something. You're neutral on both Booking and Expedia. You say Lyft, even though it's adjacent to kind of your main coverage, but is another one of your favorite ideas for 2021, right?
Yeah, look, I think we're generally positive on both Booking and Expedia. We've got a neutral rating, but they're both great companies. But again, we think that the visibility in those businesses over the next few quarters is a little bit less than what we see at Airbnb. Also, Airbnb has proven over the last quarter or two, at least, that its business is more resilient and more adaptive. They've been pressured by the pandemic, but not nearly to the same degree as Booking.com and Expedia. Lyft's an interesting one. It's one of those names that really has not benefited from the pandemic at all. A lot of people haven't really even opened their Lyft app since the pandemic really started. But in some ways, we view it as kind of the purest example of a North America or U.S.-centric reopening. Lyft rides are very much closely tied to daily life, and we think that's going to snap back quite quickly.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.